Well, welcome back. I'm a lover of red meat, but my next guest takes it to the extreme. Brian Johnson, also known as the Liver King, has brought his unconventional lifestyle to the mainstream with millions of fans. But is his clean living all as it seems?
This is what the Liver King is having for dinner today. I'm having liver with breakfast, lunch, and dinner because liver is king.
Can't be in here without your shirt on. You don't have a shirt.
You know what? Yeah. Somebody said that earlier. You might not know this. I'm actually wearing a muscle shirt. I'm making this video to apologize. Because I f***ed up. Yes, I've done steroids. I am as sorry as a man can be.
Well, Brian Johnson, a.k.a. the Liver King, joins me now. Well, thank you for joining me, Brian. Your 9 ancestral tenets, which is what's made you so rich and famous, are sleep, eat, move, shield, connect, cold, sun, fight, bond. Pretty laudable lineup of tenets to have in life, I would argue. But you've got to add another one now, 10, which is steroid drug abuse. How much do you think that has damaged your reputation and your integrity?
First of all, I deserve what you just said. And I also want to say thank you for giving me this opportunity to come on here to talk about this. My job is to acknowledge how bad people are hurting today. I believe there's this path forward, a better life to live. I call it ancestral living. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk about this. How much does it damage my integrity? A lot. You know, but what I want to say is this, is my integrity, my brand, I would say that this doesn't have anything to do with the North Star. The North Star, the message is far bigger than me, right? The message really is people are hurting at record rates. There's a better life to live. It can be achieved through ancestral living.
I mean, it's interesting. I got a text message today from a very, very famous television personality who is known for his own healthy living, who said to me that you screwed up with the steroid stuff, but your heart is good. You're a lovely family man. Your views on living an empowered life through struggle, primal nutrition, sun, ice, and community are spot on. So notwithstanding the steroid scandal, he thought that actually the tenets that you stand for, that you've been promoting, still stand the test of time. So I guess it's going to be interesting, isn't it, to see what your fans make of this, because a lot of it is down to trust, isn't it? You come bursting onto the scene, you're hugely popular, you're making all this money, but it's based on the belief that your diet, which is obviously very unusual, and I've got some of it here, the raw liver, that constantly eating that is what turns you into the person we see on our screen, when in fact it's now turned out to be largely driven by steroids. There's a trust issue there.
I understand that, and I hope that we have the opportunity to eat some raw liver together since you have some there. There's a trust issue here, right? And you don't have to believe what I'm saying, but what you have to believe is that the world is hurting at record rates, that these are the facts, that 4,000 people a day actually kill themselves, that 80,000 people a day try to do it. 85% of the population, they struggle with self-esteem issues. 80% of the population struggles paycheck to paycheck. 70% are overweight, half are obese, 50% are on prescription medicine, 40% have or will get cancer, and 20% want to have kids and can't have kids. So what you got to believe is this. These are the facts. So now how do we lead a better life? How do we get better? How do we start to overcome these issues? What I believe, right, and I've gone and visited with modern-day primitive culture tribes in the Amazon and Africa and Mongolia. This is how they live. These 9 ancestral tenets, they don't have material possessions. They're kicking ass in life. You know, so what I'll tell you is this. I lived this way before social media. I've eaten these things. I have liver. I have some testicle right here. I have some bone marrow right here. We ate this way. My family and I did this before social. We're going to continue to do this on social. After social, we'll continue to live this way. I believe so deeply in this that this is my why in the world. This is why I show up.
Okay, but look, Brian, I get all this. And it's interesting to me. Look, I think a lot of what you say makes sense, and I'm sure it would benefit people. The problem people are going to have is how much of you and your body has actually come from this diet that you've been promoting and this lifestyle, and how much of it has come from just taking steroids, because anyone can take steroids and pump up. So now there's a sort of cloud over the, like I said, the integrity of your whole sales pitch, which is you can look like me if you do this. But actually, all the time you were taking steroids.
Sure. Listen, I mean, it's impossible to say how much, right? But I'll tell you this. There's a new video today on TikTok before steroids were ever involved in my life. Right? If you want to know what's achievable, how I did it prior to any kind of enhancement whatsoever, go to TikTok, check out the video. You'll see that. While I think it's completely impossible to say what percent, right? I would say I've achieved 90% of my physical growth, of my physical success, without any kind of PEDs whatsoever.
But you also repeatedly in interviews denied taking steroids. So it wasn't just a question of cheating, if you like, because that's clearly what steroids do in this kind of scenario. But it was also a question of lying when you were directly challenged about it. And I just think you obviously had, I was aware of you because of the sheer huge presence you have online. And my sons knew about you, and everyone was sort of aware of what your shtick was. But a lot of it was based around a belief that what you were saying was true. And, how do you feel on a human level to have to sit here now as somebody who's been proven to be a drugs cheat and a liar? So these are not things anybody wants to be accused of being, let alone admitted of being.
No, listen, I feel like a total piece of crap. I mean, I know what I did was wrong. I lied about it. I feel like I've let an entire generation down. Part of the reason why I feel so horrific about it is I know what it feels like to be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 with zero self-worth. Completely embarrassed and humiliated of the brain and body that I have, right? And so when I connect with these young people, I know how they feel, right? I feel like I betrayed a whole generation of people, and so what I would say is I hope you continue to engage with my content, right? These 9 ancestral tenets, these are the true north. This will enable you to live a better life. But if you don't engage with this content, what you still have to acknowledge is the true north is people are hurting and hating and suffering and struggling.
Okay, and you still believe that eating raw liver is the real answer to life?
You should have some too. I know you have a plate.
I've got some here, and I'm going to have some.
Piers Morgan eats liver with a liver king.
You know what? It doesn't taste too bad. I'm not squeamish about food. I'll pretty well eat anything, raw or cooked. It tastes okay. I couldn't imagine living on it 3 times a day, but I could probably have a go. Final question, and we're running out of time. Are you ever going to take steroids again?
So I'm currently on them right now, and I have a plan to come completely off of them. I believe so deeply in this message, the 9 ancestral tenets. I know that I can come off of them. I know I can still kick ass in life.
Okay.
You won't see the same guy in a couple of months, but...
I've got to leave it there. Good to have you on the program. I appreciate the honesty, finally. Thank you for joining me.